Good morning, students. Welcome to class 10th, social science, a geography part. Today we are going to start a new lesson that resource and development. What is this? Resource and development. See, what is resource and development? Today we are going to study about these two. See, everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provide it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, can be termed as a resource. This is very important. It is a definition of resource only we can call. What is a resource? Resource means everything available in our environment. What all things we get. This is all called resource, and that should be used to satisfy our needs. What is a resource? The resource is to be used to satisfy our needs. That is a resource. See, that should be technologically accessible, and that should be technologically accessible. That should be used, how to utilize, how to use it, after using, what is the use of it, and this all comes under that, and should be economically feasible, and so high affordable can't be not satisfied. It should be affordable. Yes, all the resources cannot be make us to be satisfied, because some are very costly to be there, which we are not able to buy and make us to be satisfied. Should be very economically and culturally acceptable. Should be in society and the human beings, all that should be accept, that should all have to be accept that resource. That should be a resource, acceptable resource. Some will be environmental resource are there that make us to be satisfied, but that is not acceptable from the society. Okay, I don't want to tell you that thing, so what all that. Okay, let us go to the next. See how it is linked with interdependent relationship between the nature, technology, and the institution. See, resources are there. See, from where we get the resource, the physical environment should be there for to get the resource. That is called nature, and that resource should be modified as per us, and that should be change, and that should be take out. For example, see, resource is there in water. We have a power, electricity power, we can say. Simply we get it? No, we want some technology to be that generate and give it to us. So only nature and resource, the availability resource cannot be make us to be satisfied. Technology should be there to provide us to be get satisfied. To do this, institution should be like some factories, some plants, some of the institutions, some of the factories should be there too. By taking the nature resource and modifying as it is required for the humans. Okay, in that humans effort also will be there. So through this triangle we can be utilize the resource as per our satisfaction. Understand? Directly there are so many resources in this nature, which directly we cannot utilize and use it for our satisfaction. That should be just take it from the nature, and by technologically an institution should be modified it and change it, or produce it as per the human beings need. Understood, I hope. So the process of the transmission of the things available in the environment involves an interactive relationship between the nature, technology and the institution. The human beings interact with the nature through the technology and the creative institution to accelerate their economic development. See, by taking the natural resource, by using the technology in the institution, the transmission will happen as per the human beings needs. Okay. And do you think that resources are a free gift from the nature, as is assumed by many? They are not. See, we think whatever we are getting from the nature, it is all a nature gift, it's free gift. No, don't, many are assumed like that, but not like that. They are not. A resource are a function of human activities. Human beings themselves are essential to components of resource. They transform the material available in our environment into resource and use them. See, there are it is because of our effort the all the resources are there. It is not the natural gift, nature gift. Okay, it is not a gift from the natures. It is resource or functions of human beings activities. It is our activities. We are themselves essentially components of the resource. Okay, and these resources can be classified in the following way. And the further you will understood how it work, you will understand by classifying the followings, so you will easily understand. See, on the basis of origin, the biotic and abiotic. On the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable. On the basis of ownership, individual, community, national and international. On the basis of the status of development, potential, undeveloped stock and reserve. So like this, we have classified the resources. So in detail we study about these things. The first and foremost thing is the types of resource. In that, first one is on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, we have two types of resource, the biotic resource and the non-biotic resource. What is this? It's very simple to understand. See, biotic resource means they are obtained from the biosphere and have a life, such as human beings, flora, fauna and fisheries and livestock, etc. These are biotic resource. And what is the abiotic resource? All those things which are composed of non-living things are called abiotic resource. For example, rocks and metals. Okay, this is so simple to classified. What we have origin, on the basis of origin, the resources are there. No, one is abiotic resource and another one's abiotic resource. Biotic resource means nothing but human beings, flora, fauna, fisheries and livestock. Okay, understand? Abiotic resource means livestock. Abiotic resource means rock and materials, means non-living things, we can understand. Got it? And come to the next. The other one is on the basis of exhaustibility. What is exhaustibility? See, on the basis of exhaustibility, we have renewable and non-renewable. And whenever I talk about the renewable, I used to tell my students, just split the words so you will easily understand. See, renewable. What is this renewable means? Once you use means, so you can renew. So renew means again you can get it. Renewable. So again new available is there. New available is there. Means again new availability will be there. Non-renewable resource means non-renewable. No renewable. New availability is not there. The new one you will not get. Renewable means you will get it. Non-renewable means you don't get it once if you use it. So that is that the source which can be renewed or reproduced by the physical or chemical or a mechanical process are known as renewable or a replenishable resource. For example, solar, wind energy, water, and the forest and wildlife, etc. The renewable source may further can be divided into continuous or a flow. You can check it in the figure 1.2. See, renewable means what? Which we get it. See, solar energy, if you use, you will get it again solar energy. Wind energy, if you use, again wind energy, you can reproduce it. That is a renewable. Non-renewable means what? Those occur over a very long geological time. Minerals and the fuel are example of such resource. These resources take millions of years in their formation. Some of the resources like metals are recyclable and some like fossil fuel cannot be recycled and get exhausted with their use. It is See, some of the fuels and the fossil fuels are not at all renewable. It takes thousands of years to produce themselves this kind of energy, this kind of resource that you don't get it again. The millions of years it takes to formation. So once if you use, you don't get it back. Understand, that is non-renewable. So the continuity of these on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, what is this on the basis of ownership? See, individual source and individual resource and the community owned resource. Two types of them. What is the individual resource and community owned resource? They are also owned privately by individual. Many farmers own land which is allotted to them by government against the payment of revenue. In village there are people with the landowners, but there are many who are landless. So one who is having a land, he is individual resource, he has a land. Okay, same way urban people will be having a plot, houses and other properties, other plantation, pasture land and ponds, water in well, etc. Are some of the example of resource ownership by individual. Makes a list of resource owned by our household. This is individual resource. What is a community owned resource? Community owned resource means you know that a whole community can be used. That is just like a grazing ground, burial grounds, village ponds, and public park, picnic spot, and playground, and urban area de facto accessible to all the people living there. Okay, these are community resource. Understand? So one family which is having authority to use, that is individual or one person. The one whole community, one village, one urban, one city, one society which is they have rights to use it, that is community resource. Hope you understood. And next, if coming to the on the basis of ownership, the individual resource and the community resource, own resource are there, and the national resource and the international resource. These two are there. Okay, listen carefully. The technically all the resource belong to the nation. Yes, you know that. Technically all the resources belong to the nation. The country has legal power to acquire even the private property for the public good. You might have seen roads, canals, railways being constructed on the field owned by some of the individual. Urban Development Authority get empowered by the government to acquire land, all the minerals, water resource, forests, wildlife, and within the political boundary and the ocean area up to 12 nautical miles to from the coast, termed as the territorial water and the resource therein belong to the nation. What is the nation resource? The technically nation resource in under the nation, the political border, everything belongs to nation. See, some of the time, if for even though the government have a legal power to acquire the private property, individual property, it is owned by some people, some person, that also they can acquire for the public good. What is that? You might have seen, see, while making a road, while making a canals and railways, roads, when the extension of roads, they will cut the roadside properties if it is belongs to some other people, because the government is doing not for the one person good, well and good. This is for community people, it is for public. So when the railway is track is putting, the railway is useful for the whole public, so for their good they can use for others field. Many of you see that the railway track went inside some of the individual people's field, and road also, some of the field farmers field also utilized to make a road, because if you are seeing one person's here, the whole public has to be suffer. So public will and wish is more important to the societies, well and good is more important to the government, so they do it. And under political boundaries, what all will come, even the ocean area up to 12 nautical miles and 22.2 kilometer coastal area is belong to the every individual, each nation's property, they can utilize it. What is that international resource? There are international institutes which are regulate some resource. The ocean resource beyond the 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone belong to the open ocean, and no individual country can be utilized those without the occurrence of international institution. See, international resource also you can use. We have told here 12 nautical miles is belongs to each country. Beyond that also they can go for 200 nautical miles of exclusive of economically development. But to go there and for do anything, they should take a permission of international institutions. That's it. That is their important work they have to do. Hope you understood. And come to the continuity part of again one more important topic on the basis of status of development. See, potential resource and development resource. What is the potential resource and development resource? See, I'll tell you, very simple logic it is. A potential resource means which you have it, you have right now, but you are not utilizing, you are not using that for your development. See, resources which are found in a region but you have not been utilized, for example the western part of the India, particularly Rajasthan and Gujarat, have the enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy, but so far these have not been developed properly. See, we in our North Karnataka itself, we can see, you might have seen, there are wind energy, the fans will be running, and solar energy plate in the many of the fields, many of the other field, open field they have put to produce the solar energy and wind energy. But here it is less wind and less solar and solar energy is there we are producing. In Rajasthan and Gujarat, so much hot it is, so much wind will be there in the open places and desert. Why they are not producing the solar energy and wind energy? See, they have a potential, that is called potential. They have a facilities, but still they are not utilizing it. That is called potential resource. For example, by taking your father is rich enough, your father is ready to pay you whatever money you want, whatever uniform you want, whatever school fee you want, whatever books you want, whatever materials you want for study, but you are not ready to study. That is a potential resource. So you have to utilize what all the resource is giving it, and utilize it, and develop yourself. That is the main thing. The potential resource means which you have, you don't want to do anything. That is a potential resource. So come to the developed resource. Developed resource means the resource which are survived and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. The development of resource depends on technology and level of the feasibility. This is called developed resource. So resource which are survived in their quality and quantity have been determined. Utilization is there, but development of a resource depends on the technology and level of their feasibility. They are ready to develop, but it depends on only technology and feasibilities. Understand? So for example, you understand, listen this, you will understand. Stock materials in the environment which have the potential satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to access or include among stock. For example, water is compound of two gases, is hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen can be used as a rich source of energy, but we do not have advanced technology know how to use it for this purpose. Hence, it can be considered as a stock. So, understood? What is a stock? What is stock? You understood? Stock means we have it, but we don't know how to use it. See, will be struggling to get oxygen in the hospitals. Nowadays, you might be watching TV, news channels, and newspapers, and without oxygen, the person died. Without ventilations, we died. It's too costly, and here it is, very rich source of energy, hydrogen. That also we have lot of in the ocean and the waters, but we don't know how to use it. Know how to use it for purpose. We don't know how to take it off. Understand? Reserve are the subset of the stock which can be put into use with the help of existing technology know-how, but their use not been started. This can be used for meeting further requirements. River water can be used for the generating the what is this? Hydroelectric power, but presently it is being utilized only to limited extent. Thus, the water in the dam, forest, etc. is resource which can be used in the future. Everything can be used. We have lot of source, but we are not ready to utilize. We are not ready to use. This is called developed resource. We have a stock, we don't know to use. We have a reserve, we don't know to use. We are not using it much. So these are the points which we studied today. All these, hope you understood. The fourth one, the development of resource, let us study in the next class. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you so much, and please read the textbook.